Good morning, and welcome to Mount Vernon Unitarian Church. My name is Becky Brandt, and I'm a member of this congregation. I have quite a few announcements this morning, so we'll start there. There will be a sermon writing workshop for those who would like to lead a Sunday service this summer. It'll be held on Wednesday at 6:30, this Wednesday, April 1st, at 6:30 p.m. Contact Reverend Dave if you're interested. Then there's going to be a dementia workshop presented by Jerry Davis, Executive Director of the Carolyn Farrell Foundation for Brain Health. That will be on Thursday, April 2nd at 5:30. Also, Work-A-Nanny, our biannual, twice a year, spring and fall, Work-A-Nanny will be held on Saturday, April 11th, starting at 9 a.m. This is when we have a chance to go dig in and tend our beautiful grounds, and there are opportunities for all ages to participate. I'd like to make a special announcement that I don't even have written down here, but I think we should acknowledge Leah Chowdhury for a fabulous, fabulous book sale. She and a dedicated few work year-round and then work like you've never seen for an entire week. And then I'd like anybody to stand up if you worked the book sale or the art sale, or you purchased books or art, or if you helped clean up yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now this morning, first I forgot to say this too. Welcome to our own Reverend Peace, our community minister. And she has two announcements this morning.
Good morning, good morning. Yes. So yes, I'm Ebony Peace, your community minister, and I recently got a title upgrade to Community Minister for Social Justice. So, very excited for that. So I'd like to recognize that yesterday, all over the United States and in many parts of the world, we had a No Kings rally, protest, all of the above, right? It's amazing. Yes. And many of our community members here participated. And if you did, I just want to acknowledge you, and please stand up or raise your hand if you participated in any way, even sending emails. Yes. 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 Thank you for that. That is how we live our values out loud. Yes. And I'd also acknowledge that February 28th, we held something here in this room called Trivia Night. Did we not? Those of you who attended, it was wonderful, and half of those who attended were guests. They were not members here, and that was amazing. We hosted Trivia Night on behalf of United Community, and United Community is a nonprofit. They are nationally recognized, and they are dedicated to building a thriving community where every family has the power, tools, and resources to shape their future and support their families with dignity. And Mount Vernon Unitarian Church has been a founding member of this organization for a few decades now. And so it was a pleasure to have everyone get together for that wonderful event. And a shout out to Jeff Pandon, who is our trivia master. Derek Spencer, he set up our tables. He's always there when we need him. Tammy for coordinating childcare. Yes. John Speakman, Bonnie Brandt, and support from our minister, Reverend Dave, as well. Oscar Castro, who worked the bar. Sam Longstreet, who helped with registrations. Mary Braddock, who sorted out microphones. It was a group effort. It really was. And at the end, we raised $4,119.38. It's amazing. This will go a long way to changing lives immediately within our community, our surrounding community. And that's, yes, For those online who may not have caught that, the coffee hour team got second place. They're very proud of that. And we are a congregation that is committed to social justice, and we are committed to supporting organizations such as United Community who are doing the work and where we can, through them, continue to live our values out loud. And I would like to invite Lavert, who is the Chief Development and Marketing Officer of United Community, to please come and accept this check.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lavette Sims, and I have to tell you that I can't tell you how much we appreciate your support and your commitment to the community that we serve and that you all serve. United Community is actually 57 years old, young, and we like to think of our work as transforming the lives of the people that we're serving. One of our CEO's tenets is focusing on self-sufficiency, but people can't become self-sufficient alone. They need a community behind them and around them. And so you all are helping to drive that. We have programs that serve those who are in need of food services, who need food. We have a pantry. We have a program called our Family Achievement Program, where we actually provide wraparound services, case management for those families who actually need that extra step to help them become self-sufficient. We work with the community members, business owners, business leaders, where we're looking at how we can help them to find the workforce of the future and how we can help to ensure that families that we do serve are self-sufficient and have the wind behind them. And so much of what you do and your thoughts and your prayers for the community are part of what we do. So I just want to say thank you so much, Bonnie. Working with you and the leadership here has been tremendous. I have been with United Community for 8 months in this role, and I can tell you that every day I wake up not feeling like, oh gosh, I've got to go to work. I wake up every day thinking, I am so excited to come and make sure that we're serving the community that are in need. So thank you so much for all that you've done and for the gift.
We are doing wonderful, meaningful work here. Yes.
Our chalice lighting this morning is entitled The Pride Flame by Linda Lee Franson. We light this flame to ignite our hearts and minds, the spark of knowledge that enlightens, the shimmering hope that burns, the blazing love that engulfs our actions, the bonfire of our commitment. We light this flame for those who celebrate themselves, who fear, who hope, who persevere, who stand on the side of love for all. We light this flame for those who have been ridiculed, that they may find peace, for those who have fought to marry, that they may celebrate, for those who live in uncertainty in the world, that they may have hope. We light this flame to renew our commitment that no one shall ever again suffer for the right to love. We light this flame to celebrate our kaleidoscope of diversity, working, loving, and living on the side of love. For this, we light this flame. We will light this flame. And now please rise, embody your spirit, and join in the singing of our opening hymn, 1026, If Every Woman in the World. please remain standing as we unite our voices to speak aloud the covenant of our community. These words are both known within our hearts and are in your order of service. Love is the teaching of this church. The quest of truth is its daily task, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve life in community, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony. This is our covenant with each and with all. Now Laura's going to come forward for the all ages time.
And because it's spring break today, I think I'll tell the story from up here. And I have a few props. Okay. This is lightly adapted from the picture book, Red, A Crayon Story by Michael Hall. He was red, but he wasn't very good at it. His teacher thought he needed more practice. I'll draw a red strawberry, then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really. But he couldn't, really. His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. Why don't you and yellow go out and draw a nice round orange, a really big one, a really orange one? But they made a big greenish one. Oops. Everyone seemed to have something to say. Sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Don't be silly, it says red on his label. He came that way from the factory. He's got to press harder, really apply himself. Give him time, he'll catch on. Of course he will, but he did not catch on. All the art supplies wanted to help. The scissors thought his label was too tight. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. The sharpener thought he wasn't sharp enough. But even with all their help and all his hard work, he just couldn't get the hang of it. He kept trying, but it was blue hearts and blue traffic lights. Nobody stopped. And he wasn't quite sure, but he thought perhaps he meant to make a red fox. One day, he met a new friend. Will you make a blue ocean for my boat? I can't, I'm red. Well, will you try? So he tried. Thanks. That's perfect. And he didn't stop there. Blue jeans, blue bells, berries, those are blueberries, and a blue whale. I'm blue. I didn't practice that very well. They were blue. And everyone was talking, my child is brilliant. Who could have known they were blue? I always said they were. It was obvious. I was going to make a green lizard with them, a really big one, said the yellow crayon. I hear they're working on a big new project. They're really reaching for the sky, and they really were. They really were. That's our story today. A recognition that sometimes outside and inside don't exactly match. And we are a faith who welcomes those who seek their true inner selves. Thank you all.
At this time, you are each welcome to come forward and light a candle of joy, sorrow, or hope.
I will light one last candle in recognition of International Transgender Visibility Day, which is March 31st.
And now please join me in singing our children out to their RE classes. At this time, I'd like to invite Glenn Sheffield to come forward for his stewardship testimonial.
Good morning. My name is Glenn Sheffield, and my pronouns are he, him. We are all experiencing some difficult times. Unemployment rates are increasing. People are losing their health insurance. Groceries are unaffordable, and food banks don't have enough food to give to the poor. Housing costs continue to rise. Utilities and gasoline costs are increasing. All of this is happening while the government's gilding the White House and the Kennedy Center and giving tax breaks to the rich. Friends and neighbors who have been productive citizens are being deported, and U.S. citizens are being killed while trying to protect ICE and assist immigrants waiting for court hearings to determine their eligibility for asylum. We're going to war, demanding regime changes, and failing to defend our allies like Ukraine. We have pulled humanitarian aid from poor countries. Families and countries continue to be divided. All these issues hit us weekly, daily, even hourly. So how do we handle these concerns? I find MVUC to be my haven. It's my community to go to for not just emotional support, but for action. Here is a sample of what I experienced at MVUC just this week. Wednesday, I provided a ride to a special choir member to choir rehearsal. Just the fact that singing can bring so much relief and joy is important to this congregation and to me. Let's see, Thursday, that same group, our choir, like many other groups here at MVUC, provided Vic Hop with a lasagna dinner with salad, garlic bread, cake, cookies for dessert. We made about 50 meals that was greatly appreciated. Let's see, a group of us met on Saturday morning to demonstrate at the No Kings event in Kingstown. Van Dorn Street was lined on both sides with demonstrators showing the community how there is community support for wanting to see a change in government. Later that afternoon, I went back to the church to help get the church ready for today's service. And after the team cleaned up after the book fair, it was a team effort to convert a huge book fair back to the sanctuary for Sunday service. By the way, the book sale, working all year long, led by Lee, made the congregation over $12,000, and there's still more to count. Each activity I was involved with provides me support of my beliefs. Gives me pride when I talk to members sharing the same values that I have. Takes my mind off the stress that we all experience with the direction our country is taking us. This is the value I get out of this congregation. To provide all this, we need your help. I need your help. We are showing you a ministry budget, and this is what it takes to provide you just these few ministries. Worship and music is $16,320. Religious education's $5,950. Social justice is $2,800. Building and grounds is $68,800. When you add maintenance, utilities, and salaries that help support us do all these ministerial efforts, our total budget comes to over $750,000. Please consider two things so we can continue to keep this beautiful oasis on the hill. Please increase your pledge if you can. Our pledges should cover over 80% of the budget. Second is please, please, please make a pledge that will help us budget revenue. Please sign the little pledge card so we can count on that for the year. We want everyone to be able to share this community. We want everyone to find relief from whatever stresses you have during the week. We want everyone to have a place where you can feel safe, welcome, and most importantly, loved. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. We come now to the morning offering. Mount Vernon Unitarian Church continues to share the plate with committed organizations that you, our members, have chosen. This week's offering is shared with Together We Bake. Their focus is supporting women with low income who are navigating barriers to employment and are motivated to transform their lives. Through their innovative nonprofit social enterprise, they prepare program participants for quality jobs that offer not just employment, but pathways to opportunity, growth, and family-sustaining wages. Their goal is that each woman who walks through their doors leaves with the tools and support needed to create a better future for herself, her family, and her community. I invite this gathered community to offer whatever you are most comfortable with in spirit and financial generosity to Together We Bake and for the mission of our church community. Will the ushers please come forward at this time?
Thank you for that beautiful music. I invite you to join me in a reflective reading, responsive reading. You'll see this little piece of paper in your hymnal or order of service. We are known in community. So I will read the first sentence, and if you can repeat back as a community, the italics. Okay. We who have no all-knowing deity, to whom to regulate all the heartbreaks and complexities of human hatreds, often feel alone. We who are not sure of what is larger than us are sometimes left with a sense of burden when the world is troubled. We witness the voices of generations raised in opposition to one another. We witness strife and conflict and long for the one simple answer we know we can never be. In our angers at the state of the world, we can lash out or are tempted to retreat within our own hearts. Amen.
You may remain seated, but we'll sing our meditative hymn, 1053, How Could Anyone?
I am so glad my parents had their end-of-life paperwork taken care of before they got sick. All their financial papers and things are in order, and when their time comes, I can grieve. Just grieve. Only grieve. Not figure out what accounts are where, not figure out where or how to bury them, not have to fight with my brothers about who gets what. Everything, particularly everything financial, is situated. Imagine if I had to deal with the financial issues and my parents' medical issues and all those issues, I would not be able to grieve properly. My parents are still alive, but my mother has had dementia for over 7 years. The long goodbye. My father is still ill from a stroke he suffered over 8 years ago. Paralyzed on one side, in a wheelchair, not able to articulate. My parents are in their mid-80s, and many of you met them back in November when they attended my ordination here. The truth of the matter was that I was exposed to horror stories about end-of-life situations where families fought about money and were not aware about the wishes of their loved ones. The truth of the matter was that money talks can be difficult talks. Yet when we give attention to the truth, challenging as it may be, it helps us be proactive, mitigate harm, and decreases anxiety. To give our attention to the truth is love in action. And there is something I think about every day when I wake up. This is something I should not think about, I should not worry about, because it's out of my control. But every day I wake up and I wonder, is today going to be the day? Is today going to be the day where one of them dies? I have learned that I'm really good about not worrying about things I can't control. Unless it relates to my parents. All goes out the window. I love them. I'm very sensitive about them. And I admit I'm a bit irrational sometimes when it comes to them. You may have heard me say this before, but I'm a daughter bear. You know how mama bears are really protective over their children? I'm very protective over my parents. And all this said, at the same time, I am deeply grateful that when it comes to my parents, there's one less thing I have to worry about: their finances, where their accounts are, what's in them, their end-of-life paperwork, and all of that is on hand. And it's a blessing. And when the time comes, I can focus on grieving and not have to worry about all the money and paperwork. And this is because money matters. It matters a lot. And I bring this up because we are in stewardship season. And we've heard stewardship testimonial today by Glenn. We've heard some in the last few weeks, and we will hear more in the weeks to come. And I've been thinking about my topic today of attending to the truth, and I keep paying attention to where we are as a congregation, as a community. I think about our financial situation and our developmental ministry. And I believe we can support our developmental ministry by pledging and by supporting our auction. And every year, our stewardship campaign raises what accounts for 77% of our annual budget. That's a lot, that's huge. And this is another reason why it matters. When we support our community financially, that means money is less likely to be a problem that can distract us or take energy away from our deep work, our community work, our relational work. This sacred developmental ministry that's in process with Reverend Dave leading us. Our auction and the money we raise is not separate from developmental ministry. As a matter of fact, it's critical to our developmental ministry. Our auction is the biggest money maker of the year, period. And just like how my family, having my parents' finances and paperwork in order will enable my family to grieve when the time comes without distraction and anxiety, I believe being a financially sound congregation allows us the emotional and spiritual space and freedom to focus on developmental ministry, social justice, and the other deep healing work that's planned for. Paying attention to the truth, to this truth at hand, it means recognizing that if we don't meet our financial goals, there will be many other important goals that we're not able to meet. And in short, a successful developmental ministry, social justice program, and deep community healing will probably only be successful if we have a successful pledge drive and auction. And so a big thank you to those who've already pledged, volunteered, or planned to participate and spread the word, bring your friends, because this is our community. And this is the time to step up and show up for each other and for the future of this congregation. Paying attention to the truth means not forgetting that we are in a transitional period and everyone has an important role to play. As I think about attending to the truth, for me, this is about paying attention and having those hard or uncomfortable conversations. For some of us, that's money, so that's why we're talking about it. And there's something else in my heart that I need to say. And I am talking about a very specific group of beloved, kind, and wonderful people. And you know who you are. You are here, you have been here, and you've given so much to us. You've received so much from us. And you are part of our community in all ways and in so many ways, except your name is not in our membership book. Can we have this hard conversation? Is that okay? I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you in. We are calling you in. I want to tell you that you are appreciated, you are needed, and you are beloved. And we are so happy to have you in our community, and we would love for you to make the choice to sign our membership book. What's keeping you from signing the book? What can we do to encourage you, to answer your questions, to make you feel more safe? Because many of us know here, some of us come from faith traditions or faith circumstances that were not safe. We understand. Is there anything you need from us to move forward? Maybe you know about the membership book but don't know where to find it or where to sign up to sign it, and that's okay. The process is simple, and we can help you with the next steps. Know that we are stronger when we have your name formally in our membership book, and I'm a millennial. And in my generation right now, there's this thing, you might have heard of it, I don't know, but it's called a situationship. Heard of a situationship? If you don't know what a situationship is, it's not a real relationship. It's called we have a situation here, and it's when there's the benefits without the commitment, and when you're with someone romantically, halfway in but all the way out, and it can cause stress and confusion, and for many, it's not as fulfilling as it could be. So I invite you to transition from a situationship with us into a relationship with us, if this is you, because we want to be in relationship with you. We see you online and here and watching the replays, and we love you, and we want you to be with us in a committed, deep way. Really. We want you to continue to collaborate in all of these wonderful things we do and believe. And if you would like to take that next step in membership or to learn what the next steps are, you can email me. My email's on the website. You can chat with me after service. I can take your email down. Someone can contact you. You can reach out to any member of the membership committee. Are there any in the house right now? See? Speak to them. Ask questions. Let us know what you need. Thank you. Thank you. We also invite you to our meet and greet for new visitors next Sunday. It's April 12th, in the Holland Hall, 11:30. And you know you're not a new visitor if I'm talking to you. You've been here for a while. But come anyway. It's a good place to get your questions answered. April 12th, Holland Dining Room, 11:30. And you can also check our newsletter for membership classes. And you don't need to be a UU to join a UU church. How many of us come from other faith traditions? Maybe some still practice other traditions. We have people of all faiths here. So whatever your situation, if you share our values that include respect for the inherent worth and dignity of every person, our values of love and social justice, you are welcome here. Finally, as I attend to the truth and pay attention to other things on my mind, I think about Unitarian Universalist Viola Liuzzo. She said, "It's everybody's fight. It's everybody's fight." You may not have heard of her, but I'm going to explain a little bit of who she is and why she matters. She said it's everybody's fight in reference to the fight for civil rights. She was a married mother of 5, and you can imagine she had a lot of responsibilities at home, 5 children, a husband. Despite being a wife and mother, she realized that she was part of a broader community that needed her. She understood that we are all connected. She understood, as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. She knew civil rights was not just the fight of Black people, but of all people. Viola could have stayed in her bubble at home with her 5 children, but she didn't. She risked her life and ultimately was murdered by 4 Ku Klux Klan members for peacefully protesting in Alabama. I wonder how many more mothers, fathers, parents, people of various responsibilities, how many more would have stepped up if they felt the tragedy of their world was everybody's fight? The Ku Klux Klan was extra mad at her, right? Because she was a woman. She should have been at home taking care of her children and catering to her husband. Instead, she was outside of the kitchen trying to change the world for the better. Who did she think she was? Well, I think Viola was a woman, mother, wife, and Unitarian Universalist who attended to the truth. She paid attention to the pain and suffering around her. She could have easily put her head in the sand, but she chose not to. And after her death, newspapers scolded her for being a bad mother, for being a bad wife, for letting herself get murdered instead of living in the script society expected of her. Some parts of society have a way of keeping us in our place. Society as a whole does much to keep us distracted, to divert our attention, and keep us from focusing on the truth. It's as if our system is designed to keep us distracted, tired, and helpless, hopeless, to keep us too tired and fearful to attend protests. The powers that be go out of their way to keep wages down, jobs scarce, so we're too broke to give to social causes. We don't have time for it, so that we're too afraid to speak up and risk losing our jobs for using our voice. Now is the time to speak up and use our voices. Now is the time to push back and go out of our way to lean into the spiritual practice of social justice. Are we willing to put our money where our values are? Galatians 6:9 of the New Testament in the Christian Bible, it encourages us by saying this: let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So let's do the work and never give up. It is up to us and all of the other Unitarian Universalists and all of the others who share our values and vision to be the catalyst for the changes we want to see. As mentioned earlier, March 31st is International Transgender Day of Visibility. Our chalice lighting was in honor of that. Our Story for All Ages was in honor of that. We lit a candle in honor of that. These are words. We need more action. But it starts with words. The Human Rights Campaign invites us to show up in the streets, at the polls, and in our daily lives. The Human Rights Campaign is an organization that supports LGBTQ+ initiatives and rights. And our transgender siblings are our family. The Human Rights Campaign goes on to explain, and I quote, "Right now, attacks on the trans community are escalating. Anti-equality officials threaten our freedom, our rights, and our very existence. But we are stronger. Our visibility is powerful, and when we take action, there is no stopping us." And end quote. And I love when they say, when we take action, there is no stopping us. That's why the powers that be want to stop you from taking the action. Right? If you take the action, it's hard to stop that. But if they keep you from taking the action in the first place, distractions, low wages, fear, then you will be too afraid to even take that action. So in short, we must act, stay focused, energized, and faithful. In Mount Vernon Unitarian Church, we can get that energy here. Every week we come to focus and be faithful and not give up. In 2004, there was this beautiful hymn called "Standing on the Side of Love." We've sung it here many times. And it was written by Reverend Jason Shelton, who was inspired by a phrase from former Unitarian Universalist Association President William Singford. And so that was in 2004. Recently, in the last couple of years, the song title and some of the lyrics were adjusted to "Answering the Call of Love." So it goes from standing on the side of love to answering the call of love. And this was to address concerns about ableism and to have some more inclusive language. And this hymnal will call our next song "Standing on the Side of Love." And again, but we will say "Answering the Call of Love." So when we look in our hymnal, it will say "standing," but it's "answering the call of love." So just a reminder for that language. Okay? What is that, 10:14? Okay, you can go ahead and open it now because I know you're curious. 10:14. It will say "Standing on the Side of Love," but we will say "Answering the Call of Love." Because you don't have to stand to answer the call of love. You don't even need to be able to speak. You don't have to walk fast. There are many things we can do regardless of our body to answer the call of love. And what I draw your attention to are the lyrics that call us to be emboldened by faith. To be emboldened by faith and to dare to proclaim that we answer the call of love. We are reminded that every soul is blessed and every soul is made whole. Transgender souls, Black souls, undocumented souls, American citizens, kidnapped and detained souls. 5-year-olds taken from their mothers' souls, pregnant 13-year-old children put in a plane to Texas souls. We must attend to the truth. Pay attention to the world around us. We are interconnected. What touches one touches us all. What threatens one threatens us all. It's everybody's fight. May the truth in our hearts be our guide. May it be so. Thank you.
So at this time, please rise in body or spirit and join in singing 1014, Answering the Call of Love. I'd like to also thank Paula Craig for being our song leader when we don't have our choir. It's very helpful. And let's please now join in the words we use each week to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. The Buddhist saying is a call for honesty and courage in the face of misinformation. May we never forget that money matters, that a successful developmental ministry and social justice program needs our financial commitment. It needs our willingness to give ourselves grace when challenging conversations that are challenging. We should not expect to be perfect, but we should expect that we don't give up on one another. May we be an authentic, committed relationship instead of a long-term situationship. We are not calling anyone out, we are calling you in. And finally, as we go our separate ways until we are together again, may the flame of the chalice in our hearts burn bright, because we know that it is everyone's fight. Go in peace.